Hello everyone and welcome back to another Monster Hunter Wilds video. Today I want to talk about probably my biggest gripe with Monster Hunter Wilds, and I don't think it's inherently unfixable. I don't think it's ruining the game like some people would claim, and you're going to be surprised, maybe not by the title, that it's not difficulty. I think difficulty is, first of all, subjective. While the game is easier than other Monster Hunters in some aspects, I do think that the game is now starting to offer a good challenge, now with AT Radar and some of the other things, so I won't touch on difficulty right now. Instead, I want to talk about the ARTIAN weapon system and that whole situation. Now, ARTIAN weapons, first of all, for me, the concept's interesting, but the designs are not that nice, if I'm being honest. Compared to having a weapon you have built from a monster that you've hunted, I don't want these high-tech weapons in my arsenal, you know? They feel like a cool gimmick, but overall, if I'm hunting a monster, I want to use that monster's tail or face as a weapon. I don't want to be using some high-tech weapons. Now, there are some cool designs. The switch axe is really awesome. The chainsaw is very, very cool. But then you look at things like the sword and shield, the long sword, they're just really mediocre. And they just don't look great. I feel like if we could change the color of them and maybe even the glow on them changed based on the element, that would be also interesting. But as they are, I'm just not that interested in them, and I think the build variety suffers due to ARTIAN weapons. You guys know this channel is focused on builds at the moment. I'm going to be starting to branch out a bit more, as I'm just running out of builds to make. As simple as that. I'm sick of every single best build that I'm making has to be an ARTIAN weapon, because it is just the meta and it's the way to go. And it's a shame, because if the ARTIAN grind was a little more tough, if getting the maxed out weapons and getting them buffed up was a little harder, maybe you had to go from the lower parts and upgrade as you go, maybe that would be a little bit cooler. But right now, you can finish high rank, go into a few a few tempered Arc-Veld hunts, and boom, you can get as many ARTIAN weapons as you like, and then all you need to do is sacrifice all those Arc-Veld parts you got from those hunts, and you can max upgrade your weapon. It's kind of just too easy to get the strongest weapon, and it's not rewarding in any sense. Like, the RNG behind them is also not that fun. There's a way to trick the system. I won't go into that. There's plenty of videos on YouTube on how to do that, and that is how I do it for the build videos, because I want the best weapon to show off for you guys, and I'm not going to sit there randomly rolling it until I get the best weapon. I want to be able to show you what I can do, so I have a second character that I get those weapons on specifically for build videos. But ARTIAN weapons, man, they're hurting the game in the long run, I feel. I mean, Mizutsune weapons and gear were just irrelevant when they came out. Arc-Tempered Radar didn't get weapons, which is fine, but his armor is good, so I will give them credit where credit's due. His armor is very good. So Shia's gear is great, but again, the weapons don't outcompete ARTIAN, and they barely even start to actually compete in general. And, you know, great that craftable weapons are a thing. Should Zoshia's gear be better than a craftable weapon? Maybe, maybe not. But I think it should at least be on par, and I think it's not quite there. Especially from a lot of the testing I've done. I just think ARTIAN as a system needs some adjustments. Whether that means in future title updates we get ways to upgrade them further, I know that would make them more of a power, but maybe we can start to... God, this is controversial. To put slap-on parts from other monsters to make them have different effects. Maybe there can be more customization for them. Maybe you can get more visual customizations. Or just give us layered weapons. Like, I know they've confirmed it's coming, but can we just get layered weapons already? It would really, really be great if we could get those to come out. Now, do I think ARTIAN weapon system will change? Well, not for a while. I think Legiacris, again, when he drops, is going to just give us Rarity 8. I don't even think anything above Rarity 8 will come out. But I'm really hoping that when we eventually get some kind of siege monster or something like that, as the title updates go on, we do get something to augment or enhance our ARTIAN weapons so they look a little different, so they play a little different. Because right now, I'll be honest, they're incredibly boring, and it's sapping the fun a little bit from Monster Hunter for me having to use these weapons in my videos. Now, in my own personal hunts, I just use what I want to use. But for the sake of the videos, I'm trying to show you guys the best possible builds. And the best possible builds come from these ugly green hunks of metal. And that's the option I have. Now, do I think they should have given the Arc Temper monsters weapons? Yes. They absolutely should have given the Arc Temper monsters either weapons or some kind of way to augment your Artian weapons to make them look different. Something should definitely be done with the Arc Temper monsters apart from just an armor set. And I would absolutely kill for there to be adjustments on that. You're watching me fail at AT Radar right now. I do end up killing him, but not quickly, because I just forget flash pods, I forget a lot of things. I was a bit out of practice when I did this hunt, but the build's good, so if you want to go watch the video this hunt is from, the build really does hit hard, so yeah, go check it out. But yeah, Artian weapons. I just think there needs to be something else. Whether we can introduce through a siege hunt or something a new craftable weapon system that can compete, so we at least have options, that would be great. But right now, Wilds compared to World is lacking in options. There are no varied builds at all. And I've spoken to Zenny about this a little bit, and I heard him speaking about it on his stream the other day. If you guys don't know Zenny, definitely go check him out. He's an awesome channel. Yeah, he agrees. There's just no build variety right now. It's either Gore, Zoshia, or Arkveld pieces, and occasionally you'll be running like Full Grandeur or Odegaran. That's it. And then you're basically just running an Artian weapon. If you're not running an Artian weapon, you either hate Artian or you hate doing max damage. And I would argue most people are on the hating Artian part because they're just ugly. But, yeah, what can we do? My suggestion to the devs would be either give us a way to augment Artian or buff up an upgrade to Arc Temper monsters so that we can upgrade their base weapons from, like, make them Rarity 8, that's fine, they can stay Rarity 8, but maybe we can augment their weapons to make them stronger through their Arc Tempered parts or tickets. That would be really cool. But that's all I can really suggest at this time, unfortunately. Yeah. But hopefully it gets better. Again, I love Monster Hunter Wilds. I don't want this to seem like a Doomer video. I think it's an incredible game, probably one of the best in the whole series, if not the best for its actual base combat and monster roster. But yeah, I'm going to continue dropping builds, and I'm going to try and make some Artian alternative builds, so hopefully that can appease some people who are on the same page as me. Thanks so much for watching. If you agree with any points or have any points of your own, please let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. In a bit.